Lord Demos here. Y'all chose the Skywalker discussion, and I'm here to give you all what y'all want. Today we're going to discuss the difference of what I feel is important within the Star Wars is that the Skywalkers were part of a prophecy that's stating that they will bring balance to the Force in the Sith line. But here's my question. Was that just a story arc to get our attention? Trust me, the series, if it wasn't for them, their series would have never played out. We would probably not have Star Wars as we have it today. But was they really influential within the Star Wars universe themselves? And what I mean by that is there are so many big characters within the Star Wars universe throughout history. Legends are canon. I don't care either way you want to look at that. I view both as both the same thing. It's just Legends is, I view like archaeology. You know, they're still discovering if that really played out or not. All right, but in my opinion, Legends is the same thing as canon. Some things are differentials in them, but I can live with either way. But how I see it with the Skywalkers is, like I said, Revan or Darth Bane. You can even go back to the High Republics, and you can go all throughout the history of Star Wars. I mean, you go all the way to the original settings within when the Jedi Order was founded. There were so many times throughout the history of Star Wars that you can look through that there was battles and bloody battles influenced by both sides, the light side and the dark, and sometimes just were decided by the Republic or other empires or other civilizations causing it, and the Jedi and Sith get involved. I mean, the Mandalorian Wars were part of that. I mean, there were so many different things throughout the Star Wars history that make it stand out. So what makes them so special? Personally, I don't think they're that special of characters. I mean, when you really watch them and take away what they are going to become and what they are, I mean, look at Luke. I mean, Luke's a great Jedi in every way, but pretty much his character, he was very dulled until he became the sequel trilogy, the sequel trilogy where he was had more attitude, anger, and you kind of liked more of that personality out of him. I liked that more out of him. But during the first original, I mean, of course the original was good, but he was just almost kind of bland for me. You know what I'm saying? A blandish kind of character. But it's fine, you know. But what made him pivotal was not his character, is what he did. Like Anakin, like Rey, like Kylo Ren or Ben Solo, whatever you want to call him. They were not very great characters as they were. You know, there were so many flaws just even in the acting part of them. And when you look at them as a character, you're just very like, oh my God, why are you here? But it was what they did that changed the influence of the Force and the outcomes of what played out. But what makes them different from Revan, Maul, Sidious? I mean, even Sidious is a pivotal point. I mean, he changed the galaxy. He was the very first to actually conquer the entire galaxy. Then you have, I mean, Revan was a Jedi that jumped back and forth, influenced both sides in great matters. Even Darth Malice rose. His influence with the Starforge, and then also with his warrior campaigns changed everything. And then the Sith empires come and going. All in all, there's no real major influence. I mean, how many times did the Jedi Order have a purge? How many times did the Sith almost kill all Jedi? And vice versa. I mean, hell, Sith never really died out until Bane finally showed up and wiped them all almost out. The Skywalkers themselves were not very different from any other characters in the Star Wars universe. You can say, yes, they were very powerful and everything, but really, what feats did they really see that was more different than what you see throughout the other characters within Star Wars? None of them achieved the same goals. None of them achieved this pure power that the older Jedi's did. Even Mace Windu was on another level compared to Anakin Skywalker. Yes, you can say yes, Anakin could probably would have made it there if he didn't turn to the dark side and ended up as Darth Vader. I can't argue that fact at all but here's the thing: there's no proof of it either. You can't say he could have won a match with Mace Windu. Mace Windu was a great Jedi. He was a differential Jedi as well. But you can't make the argument towards that yet. Because you never see them battle, and you never see him battle as Darth Vader. Because Darth Vader killed tons of Jedi. Ones that were masters in their own level. So, yeah, he killed them, but was he able? But he never was able to kill Mace Windu. He never killed Ben, and he never took on Yoda. Think about it, these are the three most influential people in the Jedi Order, and he never had a ability to take them on. So there's no way to compare his power compared to them. You can only compare him to other Jedi he took out, and then other Darksiders he took on, like Count Dooku and Maul. He fought Maul a couple times, I think. But I mean, look at Ventress. He fought her multiple times. The point is, you are not going to see that he was that powerful. I mean, they always insinuate how powerful he really is. And he does do these great feats, and he's able to do all this stuff through his emotions, but they never demonstrate the powers these characters had compared to other characters that were in the entire mythos of the entire Star Wars sagas and series. I mean, I've literally read so many books. I have the Book of the Jedi, the Path of the Jedi. I have the Book of the Sith. I have so many other books, and I've watched so many series. I love the Clone Wars. They did really well with that. But if you watch all these, you see all these feats, but you don't see much of it falling towards Anakin or Luke. Yes, they're greatly powerful, but you don't see these great things. But that doesn't take away what they did. Anakin Skywalker was the prophecy, okay? He was what changed everything, and so did each set of Skywalker that was influencing each trilogy. Anakin wiped out the entire Jedi Order. Yes, you say Order 66 was involved, but who hunted them when he became Darth Vader? Him. He hunted them, of course, the Inquisitors helped, but it was him who made it his mission to kill all these Jedi. Yes, some slipped through the cracks. You can never kill everything out. But doing so, he whittled down the light side. So pretty much there was only a handful of true Jedi. And the same thing with the Sith. There was only a handful. It was him and Sidious and the little hand people they had. Their hands and their Inquisitors and all this, but they were never on the level that Darth Vader and Darth Sidious was. He balanced it. The balance of the Force wasn't based on the concept of what the prophecy said. It was a balance. What is balance? Between good and evil. It was a balance. They balanced it out. But see, over time, the Jedi started dying out. They started losing their way. You see that in the comic books and everything, that over time, there was less Jedi and more dark side going on. So then Luke arose. He took out Sidious with Vader's help, who turned back to the light. But then Vader died. Anakin Skywalker is dead. There's only one person who actually understood the Force, and that was Luke. And he was a balanced character at the end of the sixth movie, Empire Strikes Back. Look at it. In the Return of the Jedi, look how he looks. He's wearing all black at the Return of the Jedi, and then at the end, he's got that flap down. It signified that he was now a Jedi, but here's the thing. He was still wearing all black. It signified also that he was a balanced character. He understood that there's rage and hate, but you can temper it if you know how. Yes, you'll never get rid of these emotions. That's just a natural thing. But don't let them override you. Don't let them control you. And this is what you get. Then, like he said in the other movies, let it get to him, and he created Kylo Ren. Snoke started influencing Ben Solo, and then when Luke went to visit Ben, he saw all this stuff, but he instead of letting himself understand what was going on and knowing that he should have not reacted. He knows better than this, but he let his emotions get to him. In that moment, he fell. He didn't fail Ben, he failed himself. In doing so, he influenced it again. But not knowing that what he was doing, the Jedi now were becoming an order again. And what happened was Kylo Ren rose up. He slaughtered everyone to the point there was no Jedi. And you can't. And Kylo Ren wasn't a Sith. Everyone knows that. Sith is a religion, not a way of doing things. They are a religion of things. And he wasn't a Jedi. He was a dark Jedi, basically. But doing so, the balance was reestablished again. The dark side was very limited, and so was the light side. Rey rose up, and her real mission throughout the entire thing was to influence Kylo, to bring Ben back. When he brought Ben back, he changed entirely. Think about it. He literally showed up and he killed the entire Knights of Ren. That was freaking awesome. But it was what he did next. He went in there and helped Rey kill Sidious. When they defeated him and he brought her back, the balance was resetting in. But it's going to be temporary. Because the Skywalker line was meant to bring balance. They keep wiping each other out because the Force doesn't want one side to overflow the other side. It's supposed to be balanced. That was the whole purpose of the Skywalker lineage, is to bring balance to it. And you see it over time, each one achieved that goal further and further, bringing it closer and closer until there was no more Sith, and there's technically no more Jedi. You could say Rey was a Jedi, but I don't even view her as a Jedi. I mean, even her first lightsaber, the one she built, is yellow. It's not a Jedi color. I mean, yes, you can say the Sentinels and everything within the Jedi Order were Jedi, but they weren't like other Jedi. They were more balanced. She was more akin to Qui-Gon Jinn, who was more of a gray Jedi. Like Ahsoka Tano, she was a gray Jedi. They fall further to the middle. That's where she belongs. Because Rey sees fear. She has anger. She uses it. But then she turns it back. And then she's also related to Sidious. So that gave her a more of a kinship towards the dark. But she kept it in the middle. She keeps pulling herself back and back. Just like Kylo was being pulled from the dark to the light. They were pulling each other. They balanced this out. That's what made the prophecy work. She was the result, not anything else. She is the result. Now, what they do from here might change this entirely. I don't know. But how I see it is, the Skywalkers weren't that different from other Jedis and Sith within the entire Star Wars universe. Yes, they have great power and great influence, but they were nothing compared to some other characters. It's what they achieved that made them so phenomenal. What they did and how they changed the galaxy for the Force. Now, that's just my opinion. Now, what you view and how you view things, and I mean, I could be entirely wrong. George Lucas is going to show up and tell me, hey, you're an idiot. That's fine. But I just don't see it that way. I've always seen the Force as something that's balanced. And that brings me to my next topic. In 2 weeks' time, I'm going to do another video, and I'm going to leave it up to y'all. And speaking of the Force, I'm going to put that as one of the topics that y'all can choose between. Do you want me to speak on the fact of how the Force was influencing the galaxy in a whole? And the concepts of the Force, in my opinion. Or do you want me to speak on the lightsabers? Their real usage, and do they really need to be needed anymore? And then I was going to talk on, or I can talk on R2-D2. Being throughout the entire trilogies, it was always there. I say, Was he an influential force creation? Something to think about. Y'all just tell me what y'all want. Vote in the comments, or tell me I was wrong entirely. I don't mind. We'll talk about it, and I'll gladly discuss anything. Just like and share, and try to get as many people subscribe to me, and I'll see y'all in a couple of weeks. All right, y'all take care now. Enjoy y'all's holidays.